everybody. Welcome to another episode of Super Gamer Boys. I am your host and captain and dad, Garrett Morlang. In here, in the virtual studio with me is the king of video games and resident superstar, Adrian Holmes. What's up,
What's
Adrian?
going on, fellas? I'm doing good. I just hit World 7 in New Super Mario Brothers. Really proud of that accomplishment. I am right there on the edge. Let's see how this goes.
Boy, it sounds like there's a fourth guest. It went over with JJ there. It's a
special guest,
just outside
JJ's
of the
family.
studio.
Also joining us here tonight
family.
is the heavyweight podcasting champion of the world, JJ Purdom.
What's up, boys? Yes, and of course, don't forget my son Lee in the next room playing Fortnite with his buddies. And I'm sure he's going, don't worry, my dad will buy your skins too. You know, like, don't even trip. You know?
Our dad. Remember, you were just talking about
right,
how identical
dude.
they are.
Okay, full transparency. I let my son use the computer with the laptop so he could see his buddies have been playing with them for a year. And I just told the rest of the Super Gamer Boys just before, I'm like, yeah, he jumped on there and got to see his buddies for the first time. And my wife was like, so, I mean, they are his age, right? They're not like all super older. And I'm like, no. They're his age. They look identical to him. And by identical, I'm like, they could totally be mine. And I'm like, they may very well be. I had a crazy life in the wrestling business a few years back. So,
Oh, we know. We've heard a couple
Who knows
stories.
what's
I've
out
told you a
that
couple
we'll
things. And, you know,
never hear again.
I did shows throughout California, Oregon, and Washington. So, you know, I mean, it very well could be. So,
Jesus. All right. Well,
but I'm not going to be on the Maury Povich show anytime soon. I just want you guys to know that.
I mean, it'd be good ratings. Sure, we
Hey,
get
I promise you.
a good little
I
boost
promise
if
you
you
it
go on
would.
Maury.
get some exposure to our podcast. You can just talk about the podcast the whole time. Like,
I am totally down to embarrass myself. I'm like totally down to jump on there and then be like, you are not the father. And me do like a crazy dance. You know, like I'm into it.
Start breaking it down, hitting the robot.
I don't know if the robot would be necessarily good coming out of me. It might look more like a seizure. But yeah.
oh man, dang. Boy, this has been a crazy week for me because of all the, to go back to gaming. I know Adrian talked about gaming and this is a gaming podcast. It's with all the games coming out, dude. I've been playing Elden Ring. I got the bug. Everyone convinced me.
Good.
Everyone convinced me. I was like, no, I will not get it. And then I got it. And then Gran Turismo 7 came out the other day. And I haven't even touched Tries. And
I play Gran Turismo 7 every day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When I walk outside and I get ready to go to work
Yeah.
and I get into my car and I turn the ignition, it's like, man, I can't believe how good these graphics have gotten.
Yeah. I play Gran Turismo 7 every day too, like the Nebraska version where you hit deer and shit.
The
So
Nebraska
I just want
track.
you to know,
Yeah. What do they call it? The Nebraska circuit. Mm-hmm.
The Nebraska circuit. And that's where you hit deer and fat women going into Walmart. So, did I
See,
say
Garrett,
that?
we're all playing Gran Turismo 7.
We're all playing
Yeah,
Gran
you're the
Turismo
only
7.
one who doesn't play your version of it.
Yeah, all right.
He
all
plays
right.
the stock one. He didn't get the special edition.
But honestly, it's so gorgeous. I'm going to talk about it later, obviously, but it's hard to distinguish real life or not, you know? Basically the same.
Oh, we know.
You guys are all just a bunch of haters. I don't understand. Just let me like my things.
We didn't say you couldn't.
I sorry, it's just PTSD from when Setch was on the show. That's all.
I wasn't going to say anything about Forza Horizon being far superior in every way because I don't want you to get upset and have the flashbacks. And
I don't
stuff.
know about I don't even know how you can compare the two. Forza Horizon is like an arcade racer.
No, it wasn't Horizon.
It's an excellent game. They're both excellent games, but
Forza Motorsports he was comparing, but still.
Oh, see that?
Yeah, but even still, I don't think it's comparable.
I don't know,
We're
Garrett.
not gonna,
We don't have that. What is it? 8? Forza 8 now coming out.
When is that even? Yeah, we'll see. We'll wait and see. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I
don't care either way. I hate sim racers.
Oh man, really? Oh, they're so fun. I love it.
they push the boundaries of like what the systems are able to do, but as far as like cool, they're not, because it's like you play it for like 5 minutes, you got the whole game.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing to keep me invested in it. Yeah, is it beautiful? Is it great? The graphics amazing. I'm like, yeah, it's fun for like 5 minutes.
See,
Now
I
you want to
love
put me in a
cars.
Lamborghini doing 190 down the freeway with a gang of cops trying to
Need
get
for
me with
Speed,
tire
Hot Pursuit,
strips?
baby. Yeah.
Let's go.
That's some like Grand Theft Auto stuff right there. That sounds
Right.
good.
Or some Need for Speed
yeah,
with
Need for
my
Speed.
with my nitrous. I'm going so fast the screen is starting to shake. Come on now.
Dude, Need
that
for Speed Underground and Need for Speed Carbon, like those games, like all so good. Most Wanted, fantastic, like time in the Need for Speed series. Now where are they? I mean, they've made trash. What was the last one? Need for Speed Heat, NFS Heat or whatever.
every Need for Speed since what was the one where they tried to do like it was almost they were trying to do a sim?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
well, I think they.
It was the one that had the
remade-
green color scheme.
Yeah. Oh, what was
Not
it?
Carbon.
No, because Carbon.
Carbon
I
was
liked
trash
Carbon.
too.
What? No, Carbon was so good.
No way. Carbon came right after Most Wanted, the best one.
I don't know about that.
Are you gonna fight me? Are you gonna fight me that Need for Speed Most Wanted is not the best Need for Speed?
Oh, I'm not saying it's not the best, but Carbon is definitely not trash. Carbon is
Compared to
freaking
Need for or
fantastic.
compared to Most Wanted, absolutely.
I don't know about that. I think they're pretty close. They're pretty dang close.
No way.
Uh,
Every Need for Speed wishes it was Most Wanted. Not 2012 Most Wanted, 2005 Most Wanted.
right, yeah, not that weird remake. Because didn't they like remake it or something? Or
Yeah, and it sucked.
oh man, no.
Jared, I feel like your love of the
I love
racing games the way
cars.
that they are is probably only because you actually drive like a grandma. Like, so I think it's like one of those like outside your comfort zone, you know, where you're like, oh, I get to actually speed in this thing and not get pulled over. Because I've seen you, dude. When you drive, legitimately, this isn't even me trying to be funny. Garrett drives just like that, 10 and 2 the entire time, looking both ways, can't see out of one side of his eye. And he like legitimately like
you can't
what?
say it.
What?
It's
true.
Yep,
It's
sit
true.
down.
Just don't
Daddy
tell
can't
the
see.
DMV that. Just don't tell the DMV that. That's all. They don't have to know I'm blind on one side.
Dad's gotta adjust his rear view mirror. Shep,
Yeah.
sit down.
No, he actually has Shep telling him like, Dad, you're gonna start making the turn to the right. Dad, start now. Like, you know, like he has him like
Okay,
shouting
Dad, back it
instructions
up.
for the back seat.
Back it
yeah,
up.
keep
Back
coming,
it up.
Dad. Dad. No, slow down. Okay, you know what? Go
All right,
forward,
well,
come back to the
you
right
hit
a
the
little
curve,
bit.
Pop.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Good
all right,
job.
all right. Look at this in the chat. Look at this. This settles it right here. Boba Fletch in the chat says, "Carbon is the best. Carbon and Underground, the goats." There you go. You heard it here first.
He's on the
Boba?
take. Boba's on the take.
Yeah, he's trying to get a rise out of me. I'm not gonna let him have it.
Don't
It
do
is-
it. Don't.
I'm not gonna let him have it. It's objectively
You don't want that smoke,
false.
Bubba. You don't want that smoke. That's what I heard
It's-
the rappers say on the MTV.
That's absolutely correct, by the way. The way you just used it, because he doesn't.
I used it the
because
correct
it's a
way.
bad take.
Oh yeah, you damn right.
That's all you're gonna get. I'm not doing.
Because where there's
anything else.
smoke, there's fire, dog. You're gonna get burned. I don't know.
all right. No, what I've been trying to say though is I just love cars. I love racing. I grew up watching NASCAR, watching like the Formula One, watching stuff like that. So I just
I'm the one who
love
lives
it
in
so much.
Nebraska.
Yeah, you're lucky. The
They
promised land.
legitimately have those racing events every Friday night over here.
Yeah.
And like everybody's like, "Oh, it's amazing." And I'm like, "I bet it's not."
It
and
is.
I went
It
over
probably
and like
is.
all I could smell was exhaust and I'm like, I'm good. I'm good.
That's the best part is that smell of
Exhaust and
exhaust.
moonshine.
That's it. And I was like, that's cancer. That's exactly what that smells
Well,
like. Cancer
when I-
smells like moonshine and exhaust.
When I come visit you, we're going to one of those races for sure.
All right.
We have to. I'll
Bring
even
your Daisy Dukes and your best tank top.
Oh, you know he's got pair in every color, right?
Don't careful what you wish for.
Somebody please Photoshop that.
No, don't. No. He can do it himself. That's his job.
I'm not gonna Photoshop me up. Daisy Dukes.
Oh, we gotta see it on.
You know what? If we do that, yeah, Garrett, it has to be. You have to Photoshop yourself.
Yep. You damn
into
right.
some Daisy Dukes.
You damn right.
You can even use the.
He could make you and me like Bo and Luke. He could make you and I could be Bo and Luke Duke, and he.
You can use that remake poster too, the one from the
oh, the hot one with what's her name? Yeah, the blonde. Oh, I love it. Woo!
There you go.
Yes, we got hot here all of a sudden, G.
Who would have thought we'd be talking about Dukes of Hazzard tonight? I didn't.
Just a good old boys.
So good. All right, guys.
Looks like that Morlang boy has got himself into a pickle.
This is great.
Man. Today, we're going to be talking about Star Wars Eclipse's possible release date, some Resident Evil games that are getting new life, and Nintendo adding knockoff trophies. But first, let's give a quick shout out to our Patreon producers. We have Jr, Bleep Bloop, and Eddie Martin. And also shout out to our Super Gamer sponsors, Julie Bates and Mama Mare. If you want to be awesome just like those folks, go over to patreon.com/supergamerboys and support us over there, starting at just $1. You can get some episodes early and ad-free, such as this show, our Super Gamer Book Club, hosted by Adrian. Get it all over there. The episode available right now is Metroid Dread with Zetch, Patrick Ellers, and Connor McCabe. Our March episode is coming soon. We told you before it might be a little delayed just due to between scheduling and life and sickness and stuff like that. We are working on it, and we're doing our best to get it to you most likely next week, I think. But we'll see. Maybe you'll be surprised. Cool. We'll talk more about our Patreon later, though, and I just want to do a quick shout out to Jack Sriracha and Yate for allowing us to use their music on our show. Thank you so much for that. We really appreciate it. And I have one other thing I just want to bring up real quick. So we've gotten a couple new Patreon supporters in the last week, and now, which is awesome. Thank you all so much who are joining up. And normally on the lower levels here, we don't give shout outs because it's certain tiers get certain things, and the shout outs are for those upper tiers. But you know what, someone supported us and they put their name on there. I just love the name, Omaha Zookeeper. So
no way.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. 100% true. I have it right here.
I love it. That's fantastic.
And the supporter from I think Australia. So shout out to Australia for the love.
Awesome.
So, but yeah, I love that
guys.
Omaha Zookeeper.
I love
it.
Man,
Fantastic.
that's
Told
awesome.
you people are awesome from Omaha and the Nebraska area. It's amazing.
Nebraska, we got people from. We're international. Well, we've been international, but now we're ultra international. We got down under people.
Now we're down under. All right, it is time to check the mail.
Normally I troll you at this point, Garrett, but I can't do it today because I you know what? I'll see if I can fit it in there. You got me a fantastic birthday present. It is for the listeners. It is how should I say, like a Japanese kind of art style of an Animal Crossing portrait. That is printed on what is it called, Garrett? Like a Japanese type of paper?
It's like handmade Japanese parchment paper.
Yeah. And it has different like mainstay Animal Crossing characters in there, and they're all kind of working in this area. And it is pretty freaking rad. So I'm gonna give you the week off because I appreciate it.
Thank you.
That is unbelievably beautiful, dude. And Garrett, that's really cool of you to get him that. And can I just say that I didn't get crap for my birthday, and so I'm seeing that right now. Hold on, I'm not done. You wait for a second.
No, you listen to me. You listen to me. I did get you something for your birthday, and I got you something for Christmas, and you never said anything about the thing I got you for Christmas.
You walked into this one, sir.
Yeah, you know what? But there's Oh, the other thing is, you know what? Is that right before the show, like I was running late and you said, look, it's cool if you can't make it. Just let us know. And I was like, oh, like, dude, why is he trying to throw me off? And like you said it like 3 other times. You're like, we'll just do it without you if we need. And I'm like, oh, now you're definitely not doing the show without me, Garrett. I see what's happening here. I'm slowly getting pushed out the door. But guess what?
Okay.
I'm one of those guys who I don't leave. I hang around. I stay and I get comfortable. You know? Pretty soon I'm just taking stuff out of the fridge without permission. Okay. That's gonna start happening, bud.
All right, that's fine. But seriously,
that's really lovely, though.
You never even said anything about your Christmas present. Did you not get it? Not open it? Not care? You just don't care. That's what it is. Okay.
Was it the edible underwear?
No, it was a special button for you to keep on the show.
Oh, sorry. I knew because I knew you loved me, Adrian, and we're simpatico, dude, and they did taste funny. I probably should have like bathed in between the wearings, but
that was
still.
the idea.
Yeah, no. The button that you speak of
I got you a button for the show.
Thought it was great. It was removed from my home due to explicit language that it had in it, and I was like, that was bought for me for a bit for the show, and then it created a lot of issues in my house. I forgot to mention that to you.
Okay. I was curious. You never said anything about it. I bought him a bullshit button.
Yeah. It said bullshit, and it came in. She pressed the button. He's like, bullshit. And then it was like, you're a Christian man. Yeah, saying cursing. Your kids are around. You want to be that kind of person online. And I'm like, I'm a lot worse online than that. But I mean, it's me. And
Oh man, I was really excited for you to get that, so that way every time you said something that we thought was BS, we could just yell BS, and you had to hit the button or something.
That would have been a great bit.
Oh well, next time I'll try again. Well,
no, I'm never going to be
on your birthday. I'm just going to buy you. I'm going to keep buying them for you.
Just keep sending them.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into these questions here. This first one comes from a longtime listener who I haven't heard from in a while. First time in a while, Brent wrote in, and he asked, the Super Gamer Boys are making a movie where the premise is the three of you have a crazy road trip after being invited to be on stage for a live podcast at the biggest video game convention ever. Who would each of you cast to play all three of you? So let's work together here. Who are we casting to play us?
No, it's all three of us come up with our own cast, is the way that it was described to me by Brent. He said, I wanted to hear what each one of you guys, if you were the casting director of this movie, like how would you
thinking
guys...
that's going to take a long time. That's all I'm thinking. But I mean, we can do that. I don't have anything. I'm going to need
can we wait? Are we picking like out of actors like who are still here? Can we use like actors who have passed?
See, I would think if it was a new thing, you'd have to, have actors that are still here. But I could see fantasy podcast. But if it was like hey, we hit it big, and they're like, hey, we really want to do a movie about you kids, and then we had to cast from people that are living now, that are somewhat our age, like going for it like that, like casting.
Okay.
That's kind of way I understood it because
you were getting big time Farley. Absolutely.
Yeah, I figured Chris Farley.
Man, I think, I don't know. I mean, he's all the rage in Hollywood right now. I think Tom Holland would play me for sure.
All right, relax.
You can't have Nathan Drake play you. Come on.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely Tom Holland would play me.
I think JJ would be he would be portrayed by Oscar Isaac.
Who's Oscar Isaac?
Well, never mind. The joke bombed.
No, I don't know who that is. Yeah, I'm old. Remember?
He's the guy from Star Wars, the pilot.
Star Wars. He's in
Poe.
Dune. He's in Dune.
He's
Moon Knight. He's Moon Knight.
Yeah.
In the new Disney show coming out soon.
None of it's hidden.
Okay.
None.
All right. Well.
Sorry. Now I'm gonna look him up afterwards, and I'm gonna end up sending you some piss.
He's gonna be Solid Snake too.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and all the posters, like the mock-up posters, everyone wants him to be Solid Snake, and he'd make a killer Solid Snake. Boy, okay, for Adrian, who would we go for Adrian?
I have somebody in mind for Adrian.
Just say Kenan Thompson and let's keep going.
Kenan Thompson would be freaking
Okay.
great.
Okay, yeah.
Kenan Thompson would be freaking
That would be
great.
pretty good.
And we could always like try to like get away from the race card and like cast an Asian person or something like that, because that's how they would do it now. You know, they're like, hey, we need diversity, and you know, so you know what I mean. So I think that who's the little Asian guy from what's that movie, The Hangover? The little guy. Yeah. What's his name? I can't think of his name.
my
You know who I'm
God.
talking about. He's in The Office. He's in everything.
Yeah, he's in everything.
Yeah.
Ken.
He was in Community.
Ken something. Yes, Kim Jong.
Ken
Kim
Jong.
Right?
Jong.
Okay. So
To
I
play me?
say no.
Does he
To
talk
play
like me
Garrett.
too?
To play
play
Garrett.
me?
To play Garrett.
Oh, to play Garrett.
He's
I wanna
so
see-
vulgar, though. He's like the
That's
most...
the whole point, dude. People don't realize that you are the most foul-mouthed, like sailor trash talking. I have never seen anybody talk about women the way you do, and like I would like the real you to come across in this thing. But I go, this is a movie. We're casting a movie here. So Ken Jeong playing you, Garrett, obviously, like you know, close to the vest. I'm thinking that you, Adrian, would be played best by Ron Funches. I think Ron Funches is one of my
Oh.
favorite comedians, and I think that like the comedy hits the similar way, and so I could see you playing. I could be Ron Funches playing.
I
Adrian
am also a
in
very
the
big
movie.
Ron Funches fan. That is
Yeah,
a great
he's
pick.
amazing. Yeah, and
Right
then
on.
me, I'm thinking like true to type. You're like a Brad Pitt.
Oh,
we're
yes,
gonna
of
go
course.
with some, you know.
You
No,
know, maybe
actually,
a George Clooney.
no.
you know.
I'm thinking Bobby Moynihan from SNL. Like so, Bobby
Okay.
Moynihan from SNL is kind of got that funny,
Okay,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
inappropriate humor, and like so I could see him kind of playing me, and he's slightly older, you know, so like I could see that working out, you know, in my favor.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
You know, if Tom Holland's unavailable for me, also like Robert Pattinson, he'd be great too.
I actually
Oh,
thought
yeah.
Robert Pattinson. I really did think Robert Pattinson, but I thought like no, because then you're gonna like get a big head about it.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh man!
So you're
By
saying
the
what's
way,
that- Jesse
by the way,
Eisenberg.
That's
how
what
did we
you're
not
gonna do.
talk about? How did we not
Jesse
talk
Eisenberg.
about the Batman? How have we not talked
What do you
about the
mean?
Batman and how amazing?
About how
it is?
incredible it was? Is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about?
How it was like freaking perfect, 10 out of 10.
Oh,
Not a
no,
10.
haven't-
Okay, not 10.
Haven't
out of 10.
seen it. Is it really that
was
good?
Fantastic. Amazing.
I don't know about 10 out of 10. Like,
Yeah.
it's definitely 8 and
It's
higher.
incredible. It's incredible. Yeah, it was a blast. Go see it. Everyone, go see it right now.
I was
I
captivated the
Yeah.
entire time.
and the soundtrack is so killer. Literally the next day at work, I listened to that on repeat like all day. Just the Batman soundtrack. It was so good. Oh man, go watch that movie. All right, that was a good question. Let's move on to the next question here. This one is from Sir Prince a lot. He asks, who wins in a fight in their prime, Han Solo or Star-Lord?
Han Solo.
Star-Lord.
Are we talking Star-Lord with all his gadgets?
all the gadgets? Yes. If it's
Probably.
hand to hand, Han, but I think in a fight.
It just says in their prime Han. So I'm guessing like, so Han from like the earlier movies, and then Star-Lord, just Star-Lord that we know.
If Star-Lord gets his gadgets, I'd say Han gets Chewie then. That has to even it out, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because I mean, yeah, you're right. Like Star-Lord has like all these gadgets and gizmos. He can literally fly.
He's got
flying,
rocket
like,
boots.
like-
He's got the helmet. He's got like
or Han Solo has his blaster. He's just a quick shooter.
that's
so
it.
I mean, I guess if Han just gets the shot off quick, like he wins. Like that's it. Like, cool, done. Like
Right.
game over. So
he has to get the shot off before the Star-Lord helmet comes over his face. Otherwise, he's just
Yeah.
gonna have to shoot him in the body, in the chest. But headshot is the quickest way to put him down for sure.
yeah.
That's why you have Chewie there to run, and take the aggro, and
Yeah.
then you wait for an opening. Pow! Tag him.
Yeah, I think that's the only way that would work. Like, yeah, if it's how they are normally, like Star-Lord for sure. But if Chewie was in there, I think they could have a chance. Especially the freaking bowcaster, like that thing hits
Yes.
hard. That's a big like. If Chewie like clipped Star-Lord, even with his like a helmet on, like he'd be done. I think like nothing.
So the great thing about a question like that is that Disney owns all of that. There's no reason why they can't do some like cartoon versions of
Disney,
versus.
what if?
Dude,
Instead of
right?
Who
Marvel-
says
instead
they're
of Mar-
not?
Instead of
Who says they're
Marvel's
not
what
working
if
on
they
the
did.
like they don't have that on the dartboard of ideas.
Yeah.
And they're just like, in case of emergency, we'll take this one off the board and use it.
Yeah.
Break glass in case of emergency.
Right.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. This next question comes from Jr. He asked, "My new manager has been gaslighting me, saying that Dark Souls is a nice casual game because he used to speedrun it. What's a game that people misled you on its difficulty?"
Mega Man.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I remember everybody talking about how it's such a great game, so cool, and I remember it just being super difficult, like ridiculously difficult.
Okay.
Mine would probably definitely be Cuphead. They never mentioned about how hard Cuphead was. They only ever said, "Oh, fight against bosses and do the running gun stages and have a great time." And then next thing you know,
And the aesthetic and art style, like, is like, oh,
Yeah.
it's a cutesy little game.
and then 40
Yeah.
40 something deaths later to the Honeybee Queen, you're kind of like, what did I sign up for at this point?
Oh man. I was thinking Cuphead, but then also for me Sekiro, and I think I mentioned on an episode before. At first, I didn't realize it was a From Software game.
Oh, okay.
I just was like, oh, cool, PlayStation exclusive, because that was a PlayStation exclusive. Cool, like Japanese ninja kind of game. Like, I'm in 100%. And then I started playing it. I'm like, what is wrong with this game? Like, or what is wrong with me? What is happening?
I thought I picked normal.
Yeah, what is this?
I feel like you guys are better gamers than me, and I know that's not really a big stretch, but are there any games that you guys have ever rage quit that you feel are too difficult? So you're just like, F it, I cannot finish this. I can't play it any further because it's too damn hard. That I'm not getting enough enjoyment out of it. It's not worth how hard I'm struggling for what I'm getting in return.
Basically any From Software game. Like, that's how it happened with that's what happened with Bloodborne, Sekiro. That's what happened. Like, the first, I don't even think he's a boss. I think he was just a mini boss, and I got to the point where I like almost chucked a controller across the room. I'm like, nope, I'm done. Yeah, it was not great. Even Elden Ring the other day, I was playing that, and before I like realized how to play, like, I had this revelation in the last couple of days. I'm like, oh, I'm playing it kind of wrong. But I just kept dying, and after a while, I was like, I picked something up in my office and chucked it across the room. I'm like, oh,
Was it one of your kids?
no, it was not one of my kids.
Okay.
I was like, I think it's time for a break. So yeah, for me, rage quit mode, it's always been a From Software. Any other game, because any other game you can just drop the difficulty if you need to. Like, but From Software games you can't.
Not
It's
these.
like,
Yeah. No, Bloodborne
You
was
better
like
figure
that
it
for me.
out. Yep.
Yeah, Bloodborne. I just no freaking way. Like, can't do it.
I'd say Fallen Order, but that wasn't that wasn't so much about the difficulty as much of the load time to get back into it, because I would just lose all motivation waiting 8 hours for the game to load back up again. I was just like, you know what,
it doesn't take that long now. It should
now
no,
but when it first came out on that on those old console hard drives, my god, that's what I got pissed off about. It's like, I'm not doing this again. I'm not waiting all this time just to die again.
Yeah. Jeez. Cool. This next question comes from Eddie Martin, who asks, I want to hear your personal Mount Rushmore of video game characters. Which 4 characters go on your Mount Rushmore? And he had a follow-up text just saying, like, and I want characters, not like developers or any studios or anything like that. So 4 game characters.
God. If you could only do 4, the Mount Rushmore thing is always so difficult to narrow things down to 4. Like, what's the 4 biggest? Anything is so difficult and hard because you feel like you're leaving things out that are super iconic. I'm a little older, so mine might be a little bit different than your guys's. If I was 10 years older, Pac-Man might be on that. Considering how huge Pac-Man was in the 70s.
The guy from Pitfall.
I don't think it'd be up at the top of the list.
I'm just making fun.
I think the easier way to think about it would be your Mount Rushmore. Like, how would you make your picks to say this is mine? right? This is about me.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody were to look at this Mount Rushmore, they would know that I was the one that put it up there.
Very cool.
What you got?
Well, okay. So I would have
Keeping in mind Mount Rushmore is only four characters, just like the
Yes.
Mount Rushmore here in
Yes.
the States.
Solid Snake, Sam Porter. No, instead of Sam, I actually think I would put Cliff up there. Cliff Unger from Death Stranding.
Really?
I love Cliff. He's so great.
Okay.
So yeah, so Solid Snake, Cliff Unger. Boy, I'm struggling for those other two. Probably Crash Bandicoot. And I'm not serious about this. I was in my head. I'm thinking like car, like from Gran Turismo, because I like it so much. But that'd be really stupid. Maybe Kratos, but like from 2018 God of War.
Oh yeah.
Because as I mentioned before, I've never played any of the older ones, but that one's hit home. So yeah, definitely those four.
Yeah. So for me, I think that I would go Mario. I would go Sonic as number 2 on my Mount Rushmore, and then 3 and 4. I'm thinking Red Dead Redemption 2 and Arthur Morgan as one of the 4, and then rounded out. Gonna have to go with Last of Us, and I can't think of his name right now off the top of my head.
Joel?
Oh,
Joel. Yeah, Joel. And that would kind of round out mine.
Okay.
all right.
Mine would be KK Slider. Mine would be Sora from Kingdom Hearts. My third. Oh, this is tougher than it looks, huh?
Yeah, I know. It seems so easy, and then you start saying things, and you're like, "Oh, wait a second."
My third. God, it's tough because you played so many games over your life, and it's like
so many.
So I think typically the idea of like a Mount Rushmore is the idea that like if you're making it for the whole world, this is what people are going to see as the 4 most iconic characters in the video game industry. And so like what do you think should be like those billboards that people see that are 50 feet tall that people come to look at that represent what video games are to us? So I mean, picture it in those terms, that it's iconic and that it's huge and it's that people come from all over the world and including Australia to come and see that crap.
Well, I'm not changing my first 2 picks because I definitely stand by those. Those are iconic video games. Any way you slice them. I'm trying to think. My third would probably be Princess Zelda, because I feel like she's the constant in every Zelda game. There's always an incarnation of her. And probably Chief.
See, I was wondering if any of us were gonna mention Master Chief at all.
Dang. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Nice. No one mentioned anything about like a Pikachu or anything for Pokemon. I thought of that afterwards. I'm like, oh, I should have had like a.
I was relying on you guys to do it, and I was like, well,
come on, me,
failed.
come on, Adrian, come on.
We failed.
I was doing it from a me thing. I'm like, look, Halo means a lot, to me. It's definitely had a huge impact on me. So that would be on my Mount Rushmore.
Do you feel like Infinite is the best game of the bunch?
No. 3 is still the best one.
3 is really good. I mean, it's like the only one I've played and beat, but it is very good. I have
1 and 2
nothing
are
to compare it
fantastic.
to.
3 perfected the formula. And then ODST and Reach are just like side shoots of that, so they're automatically great because they're based off of 3. So
Yeah, I loved ODST, man.
Reach
So
is good too. Reach is excellent.
Reach is very good. Cool. That was fun. These are some fun questions so far. We got more, so hold tight. This next question is from Shadow Ranger, and they ask, what's your favorite form of transportation in a video game? So, in all the video games you've played, what's been your favorite mode of transportation in a game?
Skating.
Okay. Like skateboarding, right?
Skateboarding, rollerblading, any kind of skating.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Mine is not flying. It's riding horse in Red Dead Redemption 2. I love the horse riding. I love being up on the trails and seeing all the awesome sights that they've built into that world, and that's like a lot of fun for me. And also like robbing trains and getting do all that kind of stuff and robbing wagons. Like typical good guy stuff.
Right.
That I do when I play that game.
Sure you do, JJ.
What?
For me, I love a good helicopter. If there's a good helicopter flying in a video game, so like Warzone, even though I'm crap at the game and now I really don't like the game, if I play it, I beeline it for that helicopter. Any game that has a little helicopter, whether you're flying it or like even just like a side gunner or something or anything like that. I love helicopters, so that's my favorite mode of transportation for sure. Love to fly, man. That's what I need to install on my computer is Flight Simulator. I'm scared still because that's what I think fried my last graphics card. Remember that? I bought a brand new computer.
It was too much for it.
I had the computer for 2 days, installed Flight Simulator, and then it just so happened the next day I went to turn it on and the graphics card was dead. I was like,
why don't you start it on low and then work your way up?
No way, dude. Gotta go ultra right off the bat.
Okay, if you want to fire another computer off the bat, you be my guest. I was trying to help you to gauge just in case it was a problem, but whatever. Do your thing.
No. You're probably right. All right. These last couple questions are from Boba Fletch himself. He was just in the chat earlier. His question is, have you beat Margit? I don't know if that's how you pronounce that. I've been pronouncing it very French. Have you beat Margit? And if so, how many tries did it take? He's talking about Elden Ring here. So
right.
Sorry, JJ.
I did beat Margit. I cannot remember either because I really don't know or because I blocked it out how many times I died. But you know what? I think I died more to Tree Sentinel than I did to him.
Oh,
so
don't say that word.
I died way more to Tree Sentinel than any boss that I fought so far.
So
now, is Margit like the first big boss in Elden Ring?
Yeah. I have still not beat Margit. I get close and still just get destroyed. So I've been playing the game for I think about 8 to 9 hours now, 8 to 10 hours, somewhere in there. And I don't know, I'm just not strong enough to get it. I just get just.
Are you using the summon?
Whomped. Yeah, I've been using the summon, and I'm playing as astrologer, so it's all ranged like spell attacks.
Right.
But Margit's is so fast; he's just on you. So
well, there's a little NPC by the door you can summon too, Sorcerer Roger or something like that.
I didn't know that. I thought you meant like the wolf, because I have the wolf summon, so I've been using the wolf.
Yeah. Next time you go up there, look next to the door, and there'll be like a little. You know how people leave the messages on the little stones?
Yeah.
There'll be like a gold one by the door, and you can summon Sorcerer Roger. It's like an NPC summon, and he can take a lot of the aggro for you while you're trying to get your quick shots in.
Good to know. But yeah, basically what I've been doing though is because of that. Like I was saying, I kind of learned how to play. I was like, oh, I've been beating my head against a brick wall, but the game wants you to explore, and I hadn't up until that point. I've been like golden pathing it, where I'm just like went straight to the boss, and so
Absolutely
I'm like,
not.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, like I actually need to explore. Like, duh, it's an open world game, so that's what I've been doing. I've been enjoying the heck out of it. Like, and there's even been a couple areas where I'm like overpowered. So I'm like, this feels so good, just one shotting people. It's great.
And then some random bird comes out of nowhere and just smacks you right back down. Right.
Dead. Oh man. This next question from Boba Fletch is: what game that is traditionally linear would you like to see get a more open world to explore freely? Think Breath of the Wild and Elden Ring. Yeah, so what game? I feel like we had this question actually a few weeks ago. There's something similar to it, but what game do you want to be opened up? Which game would you like to actually see an open world in? Because we're seeing
getting
it
on
more
the
and more.
25th.
Oh, Kirby?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Done.
Okay. So Adrian's getting his. JJ, what would you like?
I'd like to see the Uncharted games become like an open world concept. They're a linear game as well, and that's one thing that I've always thought is like you can only do so much in those, and like I just want that map to open up, and
Now,
really be able to get out there.
Did you play Lost Legacy? Because that is.
So no, I have it, and I've never really gotten into it.
Okay. That would be the one that I would tell you if you're looking for something more open world, that would be your best bet because that is a big open map where you can go where you want.
Okay, and that is essentially Uncharted 4, and they just reskinned it with the girls.
Uncharted.
No,
it's its own story.
It's its own story.
Yeah, it's like 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
If by reskinned you mean it's used on they use the same engine, then yes. They did. But I mean, it is a completely different story, completely different characters, different settings, even from what I understand. Like I actually haven't played it, but like I've heard incredible things about it. So,
well, it's on PS Plus, so I know that I have the disc somewhere. I think I loaned it out to somebody and never got it back, and I do have it on PS Plus, so I'll have to give it a try.
There you go.
Yeah, heck yeah. Boy, for me, what do I want to see? Open worlds. I think. Now I know. Oh man, if Gran Turismo did something like Forza Horizon, it'd blow Forza Horizon out of the water.
Don't say Metal Gear because
No. What I was
Death Stranding
is
is already open world Metal Gear.
What I was gonna go with is a Resident Evil that's open world.
Ooh, well,
like I know we just got whatchamacallit, Dying Light or whatever it is just now, like a zombie game, but I would like it to be more like so basically like imagine if the entirety of Raccoon City was open, like you could just go anywhere in the world and there was like the missions are spread out a little more, or even if it's not even Raccoon City, like that's just like obviously a main set piece for the Resident Evil games in their history, so it'd be cool if they did that. But yeah, that's what I was picturing is like the whole, like you can go anywhere in the city, and maybe there's like a little area that's like in the woods, maybe like where the mansion is too. And just like let you go and do quests that way. Like you wake up in a room and you're like, shoot, what am I doing? What's going on? Zombie apocalypse is happening? Okay. And it's think like Fallout, but in the Resident Evil world where you're just like,
I want to see another Resident Evil game come out. Those games are so great.
They're so good.
Give it
So
some time.
freaking good.
They're supposed to be working on DLC for 8, so we'll see how that goes.
Whatever happened to the multiplayer mode for 8?
Who knows? Probably got
Because
pushed.
I
people
remember
probably didn't seem into it.
It was supposed to be launched with 8, and then like 8 came out, and they never, like as far as I know, they didn't even say it got delayed. It just like didn't come out.
I think because Capcom saw that everybody said, "Hey, this looks dumb. We don't want it." They were like, "Well, never mind."
Yeah, I played the beta, and I was like, "Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. It's not something I'm going to play all the time." But yeah, I remember.
How was the multiplayer done? Was it similar to like The Last of Us had that original multiplayer?
No, it's like
it's 1v4 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where one person is like controlling the lab, basically, like the Resident Evil, like the Umbrella Corporation lab, and so they can place zombies, and like they have so many like credits or points or something. I don't even remember how they get the points, but you can set up traps and set up zombies and hide them in rooms, in lasers and all sorts of crazy stuff. And then so it's like a top-down view, and then the characters, like the 3 or 4 good guys or whatever, are running through this maze of the lab and trying to get out, trying to escape while fighting against different traps that the one bad guy is putting in there. So it's like a 1v4 kind of thing But that one person who's alone is like, the way they control the game was like super weird. Like, you didn't actually control a zombie. You placed the zombie and let the zombie just kind of do its thing. I don't know. It was weird.
That sounds weird.
Very strange. But yeah, I just feel like it just disappeared. Like, they never canceled it. They never even officially delayed it. As far as I know, it just like didn't come out, and it still's not out as far as I know. Kind of crazy. Cool. Well, those are some fun questions. Thank you all so much for writing those in. Remember, if you have questions for us, and you better have questions for us, or else, I'll have to sick Adrian on
You're gonna get it.
Go over to supergamerboys.com/discord if you want to join the Discord, or you can just DM us on any of our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can find us anywhere and send your questions, and we'd appreciate it. All right, it is now time for the nerdy nudes.
It's now time for the nerdy nudes.
I think what made that so great is, I don't know, I hope you're recording with the correct mic, but on Discord, you're using your laptop mic, and so that sounded like absolutely horrendous. And
It sounded like a punk band.
Right.
You're kidding.
Well, Discord and recording are separate, so don't panic, JJ, because you could be recording with the correct mic, but your Discord is using a different mic. So I just loved how that was like so reminiscent of the old days when you literally used like a tin can for your microphone.
Hey, I didn't have a tin can. That kind of hurts.
Pretty close.
I couldn't have afforded a tin can back then.
Oh, come on. We know you love the Chef Boyardee. All right.
I do.
This first first news story comes from comicbook.com. Star Wars Eclipse reportedly not releasing until 2027 or later. A new report has claimed that Star Wars Eclipse, which is the upcoming video game from developer Quantic Dream, might not be releasing until 2027 at the earliest. This past December at the Game Awards, Star Wars Eclipse ended up being one of the most notable reveals of the show. The game was announced via a stunning new CGI trailer that gave some initial hints at what Eclipse could have in store. And while a number of fans were very excited to get their hands on Star Wars Eclipse, it looks like the game isn't going to actually launch for a very, very long time. Coming by way of X-Fire, it has been said that Star Wars Eclipse's internal release window is likely now somewhere between 2027 and 2028. When the project was
X-Fire,
first
that
announced,
Ubisoft game? No, that's X. What is that? X Blade, X Cross. What? You know what I'm talking about? Tom Clancy's X Divide, X Cross, Crossfire.
I think it is Cross. No, it's something X.
Whatever, it flopped. Who cares? Keep going.
Did it even come out? I don't even know if it came. If it came out, then yes. Oh no. It has been said that Star Wars Eclipse's internal release window is likely now somewhere between 2027 and 2028. It was made clear that Quantic Dreams was only just getting started on the game's development. However, since announcing the title, Quantic Dreams has reportedly had difficulties when it comes to bringing aboard new staff members. As such, the release of Star Wars Eclipse has now potentially been impacted, which has led to the new reported launch window. So, yeah, there's not much more other than that, but it seems like, they don't have a big enough crew to work on the game, basically. And then, it does say later in the article that in a general sense, the game's first trailer was shown off by Quantic Dreams as a way of alluring more people to come work with the studio. So kind of like they made that beautiful trailer.
So this is a recruitment video? This is propaganda? This is Quantic Dream propaganda?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. So people are hesitant to join up with Quantic Dreams, which, I mean, I don't blame them. There's some weird stuff that happens there too with David Cage and stuff like that. Can you believe it? Like, this was announced in 2021, and we might not see it until 2027 or even 2028. Like, is there any other game that's been like delayed so early, so late? If that wording makes sense there. Like, this seems early to say that.
But you can't call it a delay because it never had a date. All we ever knew was that it was coming. The closest thing I think at this point would have been Elder Scrolls. Because they announced Elder Scrolls 6 was coming, what, 2020? When they first announced that they were making it? Wasn't it like 2020, something like that?
Like late.
And then they were like, even on stage, they were like, hey, this ain't coming for a while. We just wanted you to know that we were working on it. So
yeah,
that might be about the same length of time before we get that. But it is wild to me that they put something out in 2021 and are telling you basically that we might not have this done for another 7 years.
And if they don't have
7 years,
and if they don't have the employees to do it, they might not come out ever. Like, right? I saw someone's tweet about it. I forget who it was. I want to say it was like maybe Imran Khan or someone like that. Jeff Grubb, one of those guys on there. But they were like, it's crazy that we live in a world where like this has happening, but then Amy Hennig's like Star Wars game gets canceled.
Never happened.
It's like,
dumb.
What? Like, are you kidding me? Like, they're willing to give Quantic Dreams like 10 years to make this game. But Amy Hennig's game was like, shut it down. Like, what the heck? So bizarre. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's literally like opposing like.
Hey, you know the guy who made a robot game and tried to equate the robots to actual slave humans? Let's give him all the money and all the time in the world to make a Star Wars game.
Meanwhile, Amy Hennig, who has like the track record of making Uncharted and more, like they're like, no, that'll never work.
The lady who writes fantasy action movies to write our fantasy Star Wars future technology movie? Absolutely not. Get her out of here.
Absurd. Get out of here.
Multiple award-winning games. We don't need that here.
Yeah, I don't get it. I think it's crazy.
Could Amy Hennig write Jason 50 times, huh? In Heavy Rain? Could she give you that master class writing right there? Jason! No. Get her out.
Oh man. Yeah, so look forward to that, I guess. In about 6 years you can play some Star Wars Eclipse. That trailer did look amazing though. Like, honestly,
oh, it did, but now we know it's just an ad. It was just an ad.
If I had the skills, if that was my skill set, I would totally go work for Quantic Dreams to go work on this game. I think it just like it looks like a beautiful game, and it looks like
what's
fun,
what's crazy about it is that was Jeff Keighley's like finishing special move, right? Because everybody says that the Game Awards is nothing but ads, but that was like the ultimate ad. Like Jeff pulled it off, dude. He made an ad that didn't even seem like an ad.
Right.
Insane.
No, we didn't even know. It was a work employees needed ad. Looking for work, come work for us. At the end,
that's the most elaborate help wanted sign I've ever seen in my life.
Imagine at the end of the trailer if there's just like a little link like quanticdreams.com/careers. Now hiring. Oh man.
Don't be shocked when that happens.
I mean, at this point they need to update the trailer and just do that. Like, just come out and be honest with us. Oh man. Yeah, so that's that. Not much more to talk about that, but I just thought that was absolutely bonkers crazy. All right, this oh wait, what the heck? That's not the right link. Here we go. Here's the right link. Next story from Eurogamer. Resident Evil 2, 3, and 7 are coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S with a free upgrade later this year. Resident Evil 2, 3, and 7 are coming to PS5, Xbox Series X and S. All three games are being given the upgrade treatment, including ray tracing, high frame rates, and 3D audio. PlayStation 5 players will also experience haptic feedback with the DualSense controller. Anyone who already owns the games on previous consoles will be able to upgrade for free, be it the PS4 to digital PS5 upgrade option or Xbox Smart Delivery. PC players will also be able to download a free upgrade patch. These three Resident Evil games are amongst the most popular of the series. Resident Evil 7 represented a fresh start for the series when it was released in 2017 due to its first-person perspective and return to horror roots. Resident Evil 2 and 3, meanwhile, were critically acclaimed remakes of PlayStation classics. I don't know about that. Resident Evil 3 wasn't that great.
No.
Following series favorites...
Wait, are you talking new Resident Evil 3 or old Resident Evil 3?
No,
the
Wasn't that
remake.
great?
Resident Evil 3
okay.
remake.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah. No. The Resident Evil 3 remake.
Two was absolutely incredible.
The 2
was
remake
incredible.
was incredible, and then they get the 3 remake a year later and be like,
And it was okay.
oh, this is fine. Following series favorites Leon Kennedy and Jill Valentine, quite literally with the over the shoulder camera. There's no firm release date yet, but these upgraded versions are set to be the best possible way to experience these games. So that's exciting, and I know JJ, you're a huge fan of this. So
Big time.
Is this gonna get you back into those?
Are you kidding? Let's go! Absolutely, I'm down. Like, I mean, they're already amazing. I'd love to play an updated version. Let's get that patch going. I own the games already. I would love to play them again and have them updated a little bit. I don't see how much more you could possibly do, but it'd be nice to have that haptic feedback. I mean, when Nemesis is coming after you, and or the long dude, you know, I mean, there's lots of those moments.
Boom,
and
boom, and your controller's like vibrating with
dude,
haptic
are you
feedback.
kidding?
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you can remember this, Garrett, and for any of our audience members who may have played this, Resident Evil 2 the remake, when the dude is coming after you and you hear him from like a couple of rooms away, start to stomp at you. Like, there were some moments, dude, when I was like legitimately in the dark, scared out of my mind. Like, I felt like a 10-year-old boy who was like super afraid of the dark, like where I was like, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack. Like, I mean, that kind of anxiety with that game. In fact, we did a Twitch stream in the early goings of our podcast when that came out, when you and I went to your home and we ended up doing that and blew up your bathroom that one time. And you had played the first 45 minutes of the game
had to move out
and
of that
died.
house.
You died, and then you said, all right, JJ, and you handed it to me, and it was my turn, and you went to the bathroom, and all you heard was screaming, and I died within like 2 minutes.
It wasn't 2 minutes. It was within seconds. I would give it about 15 seconds you were dead.
Okay, you could at least played it off like a little bit longer, you know.
Oh man, I mean, these games are already so gorgeous. Like, I'm honestly like,
they are.
How are they gonna make them? Like, the only thing I can think of is throwing
frame
the 4K
rate.
frame. Well, yeah, because I was gonna say 4K textures, but I mean, I think they already had PS4 Pro patches with 4K, so I don't know. Yeah, I guess frame rate's the only, like, it says ray tracing, but like Resident Evil 2. Holy smokes! There's times where it's like, are you sure this isn't ray traced? Like the puddles, it's a very wet game. Takes place in the rain, very wet, lots of water.
That's how I felt about Village in House Dimitrescu. Some areas, if you angle it just right, it's like, man, are you sure this isn't like a photograph?
Crazy, absolutely crazy. So yeah, I'm stoked for it. I'll unfortunately need to repurchase all of them because I own them all, but on disc, and my PS5 does not have a disc tray. So
now,
so if anyone wants to trade, I'll ship you the disc copy, and you can send me cash so I can buy it digitally.
now, Garrett, have you checked to see if this is a situation where you have to have the game installed on your PS5? You have to have the PS4 version installed on your PS5, and then you have to upload your cloud save, and then download the PS5 version, then spin around 3 times, clap twice, get on one leg, download the PS5 version, then bring your cloud save back down. Open and close the game 3 times.
They did not give they didn't really say how the upgrade's going to work on PS5, but I know games in the past, what normally happens is they give you a free digital upgrade, meaning technically it's reading off your hard drive, but you still need the disc as like a key. So that's
it's not that easy.
That's the pick.
When has it ever been that easy? There have been so many articles about PS4 games that you had to try to upload or update to your PS5 version, and you literally have to
it's not
pat your belly and rub your head at the same time.
That's
to
just
download
because news outlets, the people who work at news outlets are just a bunch of idiots, you know.
Oh yes, of course.
They're not the genius like I am. I should be running IGN over there.
Thank God, because I cannot pat my belly and rub it at the same time. I would be so confused.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. There were some people, like, I know with Ghost of Tsushima, when like director's cut and stuff came out, like people were all upset about how that worked, and like, but that almost seemed like more like a buggy issue. Like they even had to patch it and fix it in order for it to work correctly. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with Resident Evil, but again, I'm bummed that I own the disc and I can't use them, so I'll have to trade them in for they'll probably give me about 50 cents a piece
50
at
cents?
GameStop. Yeah, and then I'll have to pay, $20 a piece from PlayStation Store. So
You better hope those versions are $20.
Mhm.
they're always on sale, so I would be shocked if they were over $20. That's for sure. Like I feel like every sale that PlayStation has weekly, there's always a Resident Evil game. Either one of those three is for sale usually.
Yeah, the old ones will continue to go on sale, but the upgrades and the remake ones, or not the remake ones, but like the remastered, they're probably going to charge, what were they when they originally came out? Weren't they like full price?
Here's the trick though. I'll just do the Horizon Forbidden West trick. You buy the PS4 version and get the free PS5 upgrade. So the PS4 version of Horizon Forbidden West was $60 like normal. PS5 version was $70, but you got a free digital upgrade if you bought the PS4 version. So I bought it for $60 and then got the PS5 version for free. So I mean, if that's what I got to do with Resident Evil, just pay like $15 for Resident Evil 7 and then for free get the upgrade to the PS5 version, then so be it.
Garrett, I feel like that's a
what I'll
little
do.
immoral. And we probably need to have a little discussion about that off the air, but that's kind of
I see nothing wrong with it.
I mean, Sony did it. It's still, I think it's still even there. You can go to the PlayStation Store and still do it. So, I mean, they
made it that difficult to just upgrade your game. Honestly, you should just put the PS4 disc in and the PS5 version downloads, and that's it. That's what I do all the time.
Yeah, again, it'd be nice if I had a disc tray though, but I do not. So
no, it wouldn't. You're already future proofing.
I don't know why I have like a whole shelf of PS4. I need to just trade them in because I don't know what else to do with them. They're just sitting there collecting dust.
Get them out of here.
Unless you want them, JJ, I'll ship you your copy of Last of Us Part 2 back.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks. So you actually you got the digital version of the PS5?
Yes, correct.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, I mean it's $100 cheaper, and
that was how it was intended.
All like for like the last 2 years, that's all I've bought anyways. Even when I had my PS4, like I never bought disc games hardly. So I was like, why don't I just make the switch? So except now it's biting me in the butt because there's no way. I wish there was a way I could like there's a site that does that with DVDs. I forget what it's called, like Movies Anywhere, where you can scan it and then they give you the digital versions of the DVDs. I wish they would do that for PS4, where I could like scan it and then get the digital versions. And then
Garrett, welcome to how bad everybody felt when PSP Go came out. That was the one that was all digital, and everybody had all their UMDs already, and they were like, "Hey, how are we gonna, play our UMD games on PSP Go?" And Sony said, "Hey, we gotta go.
You're not?
See ya."
Hey, we're working on the PlayStation Vita, so see
right.
Ya. Oh boy. So yeah, look forward to some Resident Evil remasters. It's not technically remasters. It's a PS5 and a next gen patch, I guess you could say. Look forward to those next gen patches later this year. Last news story here. Nintendo launches missions and reward systems for Nintendo Switch Online viewers. Those with an active Nintendo Switch Online account just got a handful of new options to further customize their player profiles. Live now, players will be able to complete weekly missions from Nintendo to earn currency called Platinum Points, which can be redeemed for digital wallpapers, physical items from the My Nintendo store, and new icon elements from games like Super Mario Odyssey and Animal Crossing. It's all part of the new mission and rewards feature bundled in with Nintendo Switch Online. The different icon elements include characters, frames, or backgrounds which can be combined for a unique player icon. Exactly what you've been asked for the whole time. Do you want to customize your player icon? Each month will have a different theme with new icon elements released each week. The first set of icon elements will be available for a limited time until April 3rd. Options from New Horizons include Dom, the tie-dye wearing sheep character, Molly the duck, Chev the goat. Is that his name? I don't know. And
are these actual things you're talking about?
Those are all characters from Animal Crossing, don't you know? Dom the sheep, Molly the duck, and Chevra the goat.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were naming Mario characters.
No Animal Crossing.
Oh,
The
okay. My bad.
Mario icons include Explorer Toad and Cappy, among others. So basically, all it is knockoff trophies that change every week that allow you to unlock not a gamer score or a trophy score, but icons that you can use for your profile picture on Nintendo Switch Online.
I can't believe it. They're monetizing or micromanaging unlockables now. Like insane. There's a currency for achievements.
I don't know. I don't know about it. I just feel like they're teasing us at this point. Like, we know you want trophies. We know you want achievements, but we're just going to give you these weird missions you can do that instead of giving you a cool rank or a score, it just gives you these dumb coins that you can buy stuff with.
And you're going to be happy about it.
It's just a way to make more money. Because, like, honestly, like those the platinum coins, that's also the same coins that you use to get free stuff. Like, we got that dumb Lego keychain. Remember when we got duped on that one? We thought it was an actual Lego, and it was just a piece of metal that looked like a Lego.
They photographed it just perfectly so it didn't look like a keychain.
Yeah, but even though it's technically free with the points, you still have to pay like buttload for shipping. I was like, I could have shipped that for 50 cents in an envelope. You made me pay $6 and send it in a big old box. It's like, this is highway robbery. So yeah, basically they're monetizing trophies at this point. So thank you, Nintendo. That's great. I don't know if you guys have anything else to add to that, but I just thought that was absolutely bizarre. This is a week of just bizarre news. That's all this is. This is like Bizarro world. Like, hey, this crazy stuff happened. Nothing else is happening, but this is wild.
Yeah, I feel like this one is kind of insignificant. Like, it's a reach. I don't think there's any real value to any of this crap.
Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. All right. Well, that's it for the news stories this week. It is now time for our ad. This is the part of the show where I tell you to go over to patreon.com/supergamerboys, where you can support us for starting at just $1 a month. You can throw $1 our way, get episodes early and ad-free, such as this show and our Super Gamer Book Club. As we've mentioned before, Super Gamer Book Club, hosted by Adrian, is there's an episode out currently right now that's available only to Patreon supporters, talking about Metroid Dread, featuring our friends Zetch Keenan, Patrick Ellers, Connor McCabe. Go listen to that one. It's fantastic. And then the new episode coming out in March here, just due to some life and scheduling issues and sickness. It's going to be coming out a little late, but we are going to get it. You'll get it next week at the very latest. Bear with us there. But go support us at Patreon, where you can get episodes early and ad-free, get show notes to the show, shout outs on the show. You can pitch segments to us if you're a Patreon producer. So yeah, patreon.com/supergamerboys. Go check it out. And also, if you are watching us here Monday evenings, when we record the episode live at twitch.tv/thesupergamerboy, you can go and throw us a free subscription. If you have Amazon Prime, it means you have Twitch Gaming. Is that what it's called now?
Prime Gaming.
Prime, dang, I get it wrong every week. Prime Gaming, and you have a free sub that you can use every single month. Throw that free sub our way. Costs you $0. We get $5. You get awesome emotes. So yeah, go give it a shot. And that's it for the ad. Let's get back to the show. All right. It's now time for What You Playing. So, JJ, what you been playing?
So I've been setting the high seas on Sea of Thieves as of late. I've done a couple of more days of playing that sweet game. I'm really sad that I missed the boat on this game because I'm finding it to be a lot of
what you
fun.
did there. I see what you did there.
Yeah. Dude, it's really cool. And then also I've been playing Uncharted 4 a little bit more, getting back into it. It's funny, just from a few years ago, how amazing the game is. I'm realizing like how archaic it already feels
Hmm.
from like the games that I've been playing as of late. Like some of the gunplay and stuff like that. I'm just like, huh. It just feels really old now. Now that I'm so used to updated things from like the PS5 and the way that haptic feedback is, and just in a few years, it's like I didn't see the huge change that the PS5 had, but going and playing some of those older games, and I'll tell you what, playing Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 on the PS5,
Oh,
it's a big difference.
yeah.
It's a big difference.
Sounds
Yeah.
rough.
Yeah.
Huh.
You're like,
Interesting.
I was nowhere close to hitting that guy, but he went down. What the heck? Like, you know.
Jeez. Yeah, I can't remember the last like old, especially like a PS3 era game that I've played on like as of late. Other than, I mean, I have the PS3 and I played PlayStation 2 games on my PS3, so that doesn't count. But yeah, I don't know. I should do that. Go on to PlayStation now and fire up a PS3 game and just reminisce about the good old days. The early days of HD, you know. What about you, Adrian? What have you been playing?
I mean, it goes without saying, Elden Ring, of course.
Yes.
But I have also been going a little bit. How should I say? Like I was saying at the beginning, I got a little bit of New Super Mario Brothers in. So I'm pretty heavy into that. I feel like I'm on the tail end now. There's normally 8 worlds, so I should be close to the end. And then I've also been playing a little bit of Golden Sun still. I know I come in and I say that from time to time that I'm playing some Golden Sun, but you know, every blue moon the urge strikes and I just drop everything else that's going on, and you know, I go in there and I hang out with Isaac and the gang for a little while. So yeah,
That's
that's
awesome.
kind of where I'm at.
Nice. I have also been playing Elden Ring, so after last episode, I was convinced everyone's like, you gotta play it.
We got him.
So
Yep.
finally picked it up, started playing it, and let me tell you, it got its claws in deep. I am in. I mentioned that, yeah, I got to Margit and just was beating my head against the wall for a long time. So I'm like, I'm gonna go explore. And then I went and found the tree sentinel and I beat my head against the wall for a while, and I'm like, this sucks. And then finally I had this revelation, like, oh, there's a whole world that I can like explore. I don't have to like follow the golden path and just finish the game as the objective markers tell me to. I can just go. And so that's what I started doing, and it's been so much fun. I love the random things you just come across in the world. Like my favorite, it's right in the opening area. It's like right next to you. There's like that big like lake pond swamp thing there.
Oh yeah.
And one of my favorite things is like I'm walking. I'm like, oh, look at these little crabs. Well, big crabs, but look at these crabs all over. So I start like killing all the crabs, and it's slowly like leading me further, like deeper and deeper into the swamp. And then all of a sudden, like I kill one, and these like big claws come out of this swamp all around me, like 4 of them, and these giant 2 like mommy and daddy crab come up. I'm like, what have I done? I've killed all of the babies, and now he's coming to murder me. And so like I wipe those 2 dudes out, and then I just keep exploring, walking through the swamp. I'm like, oh, what's that? Let's go kill that. Let's kill that. And then the most bizarre thing, I just, stuff like this in an open world just is so wonderful to me, because it's just like you come across the scene and you think you know what's going on, and then they're like, no, there's a lot more going on in this world than you realize. So there's like all these people huddled up in the middle of this pond, burning. It looks like they're burning someone at the stake. They're like tied up to this wooden stake. It's lit on fire. There's a huge crowd of people around it. And I'm like, oh shoot, like how am I gonna take on all these people on? Like that's a lot of dudes. And so I started slowly sneaking up, like I crouched down, and suddenly out of nowhere, just flames, burns them all up. This dragon swoops down, kills them all, does like a circle in the air, comes back, lands down in front of me, and like looks at me, and I'm like,
What are you gonna do about it?
like I was worried about those guys. I'm not so worried about that anymore. Obviously, they're dead. Like, what am I gonna do about this dragon that's looking straight at me? Like, this is like looking me dead in my soul. Oh my gosh, that moment. I wish I was streaming, because like my reaction was like, okay, here we go. Like, oh my gosh, what is that? Like, I was like in shock because things like that don't happen in games, like unless it's like I don't know, like it just felt so organic. I guess like things like that happen, but it always feels so scripted and like fake. Like that's basically the beginning of Skyrim, right? Like that's what happens. But this was like just felt so organic, where it's like, oh, I'm seeing like a slice of life in this world, and then all of a sudden the dragon just comes out and just like just takes him out. I'm like, this game is so cool. I took like 3 shots at the dragon. I took 3 shots at the dragon and beelined it out. I'm like, nope, not today. I'll come back when I'm stronger. Not today, dragon. Yeah, stuff like that. This is so fantastic. I love it.
That's the tip of the iceberg, man. Oh, you're gonna have a time. I can't wait.
So good. Yeah. Go play Elden Ring. And then Gran Turismo 7 I've been playing, obviously. I mentioned at the beginning of the show. Love it. It's gorgeous. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
You should go play it. It's a lot of fun. So I was thinking a couple episodes ago, I was it a couple episodes ago? Or maybe he's on a different show altogether. I feel like I was talking with someone about the 24-hour race. Gran Turismo has a 24-hour race.
Oh my God.
Just like the one in real life, the Le Mans. And so I was like, when I get to that point in the game, I want to stream it. I'm going to go for the full 24 hours. I think that would be so good. I want to get the steering wheel and everything. I'm just going to go for 24 hours. Everyone can come make fun of me racing and see if I can make it.
Race. What were they thinking?
Yeah, if any of you guys know anybody who's like a good divorce lawyer, Garrett's probably going to need that because as it is already, he's never around his kids. He gets off work and then he like tells the wife that he's still working while he's hanging out playing video games in the little pod. And dude, you buy all the video games that you possibly want, and then you're gonna play 24 hours. Dude, she's gonna leave you. I'm just letting you know.
No,
she's going to get fed.
Never.
Yeah, and she's gonna take your pod from you. You watch.
Take my pod from me. My office? Are you talking about my studio?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope not. I hope that doesn't happen. But go play Gran Turismo 7. I don't know. It's just so nostalgic for me. It hit me the other day because this is also the 25th anniversary. I was like, dang, I've been playing this game for 25 years. Like, that's so cool. Like, I literally have been playing this since I was like 3-4 years old, and my parents sat me down on the couch and like, here, just run into some walls for 10 minutes or whatever. Like, because that's 25 years ago I would have been 3 turning 4 or something like that. So yeah, I was young, but like I've literally been playing this game since then. So not good, obviously, but I don't know, it's just really cool. I'm excited to introduce my kids.
You're
to
lucky.
It. Hopefully they
I've
love
only
it
been
as much.
I've only been playing Gran Turismo since about I'd say 2000. What year did I get my license?
all right, okay, I get where you're going with this one. Okay, I mean, basically driving on the California highway is like Gran Turismo, not gonna lie, absolutely terrifying.
And it's not free, it's the cost of gas, which is probably still less
$5
per
gallon.
Say not less than $70, but
yeah, they broke the $5 per gallon. It cost me $70 to fill my tank.
We've been ran through that. We're getting ready to hit the 6.
Yeah, that's true. It's been over that. I have friends and family back east, like in New York. They're like, gas is so expensive. It hit like 4 or something. I'm like, like we've been.
I wish it would go back to 4 something.
We've been like five since like, at least the holidays, Thanksgiving time. Oh man. But all right, that's it for the show this week. Thank you all so much for listening and watching, viewing, wherever you are, YouTube, Twitch, or podcast services around the globe. We love each and every one of you and appreciate all the love and support. So remember to subscribe where you can on YouTube, on podcast services. Remember to like the videos, leave comments, rate and review us. Whatever you can do there helps tremendously. So please do that. If you have any friends who remotely like video games or podcast, share
and
this
are
with
cool.
them, please. And are cool. We're always looking for new cool people to hang out with us. So please share our stuff. That helps us, again, tremendously with helping grow our content and make us bigger and better, just like our Patreon does as well. You can support us over at patreon.com/supergamerboys. Check that out. Support us over there. And again, makes us help sick content, buy equipment, keep shows going. And like I hinted at last week, we got a new show possibly in the works. I don't know any timeline yet. Life's really busy, but I'm stoked about it. And then, yeah, it's stay tuned. sgbstore.com. You can get over there and get some sweet merch, just like our sweater, our t-shirt, stickers, mugs, whatever you're looking for. sgbstore.com. Get it. Shout out to Jack Sriracha and Yate once again for allowing us to use their music during the show. Go listen to them on Spotify and Apple Music. They are fantastic. And yeah, they actually posted over the weekend that they were close to how many listens? Was it like almost
100K?
100K on one of their songs. So freaking cool. So I listened to that song obviously like 10 times that weekend, which, you know, it's just a drop in the bucket, but go listen to their music, get them over the 100K on that song. It'd be incredible. You can find us during the week at supergamerboys.com, at supergamerboys, Twitter and Instagram. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at gmorlang. Adrian, where can they find you at?
You can find me any and everywhere at Homeboy.
And JJ, where can they find you harassing me?
You can find me harassing Garrett each and every day on Twitter and Instagram at JJ Purdom.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about you being more active on social media. It's just a bunch of bullying. I'm gonna start reporting you. All right, that's all I got for the show this week. Take us away, JJ.
Thank you guys for joining us this week. We appreciate you, and we hope to see you again, or just hear about you coming and seeing us, or listening to us each and every week at all your different podcast apps. For myself, JJ Purdom, for adorable Adrian Homeboy Holmes, and for the gentle gynecologist Garrett Morlang, we are the Super Gamer Boys.
We'll catch you on the flippity flop.
I thought you were going to say Ken Jeong. That would have been perfect.
That would have been. But I wanted to say something about genitals. It was going to be genital warts, something like that. So.
Yeah, always genital warts. All right. See you later.